This content is for kids.
It's not for kids.
Isn't that what I said?
No, it's not for kids. If you are 13 years or younger, this is not for you. Do I have to kill somebody in order to actually make that point across?
No, man, you don't have to kill
Wait
no
a
one.
second.
Oh, no.
We return to our planet. The High Court may well sentence you to torture.
He likes movies, we like movies. SeptumSin versus the world. SeptumSin versus the world. SeptumSin versus the world. SeptumSin versus the world. I'd buy that for $1.
Greetings! You're watching SeptumSin versus the world. I'm SeptumSin. This is Kotobukijake.
Hey.
And we're here to show you what we got.
All right.
Show me what you got. I want to see what you got. Oh boy.
Well, a couple things here. Just a couple of updates before I get started. Because I've actually got 6 media items, but I want to show off some stuff. First off, I've got a new printer. Ta-da! There's a picture of it. And I'm not lugging the giant box over here. It's got a scanner capability. It's got photo printing capability. I think I showed off what the disc printing looked like. I think to y'all.
I think so.
I can't remember. I was in a get-together with y'all over something. Oh,
I
yes,
think you
I did,
I
because of
think
the
you did.
Kikis at the beginning.
Yeah.
So, I was able to do that because I've got to do some printing for this. I also got this camera. I don't know if how I'm gonna use this or not, because I used the autofocus for the newest review on Horror Tales 666 Part 1, and there's a lot of in focus, out focus, in focus, out focus. Then the battery overheated and it shut down after 15 minutes of filming. And I don't know. I got to adjust to it. Right now, this is on the phone camera, which is pretty darn good. But it's the G7X Mark III, and it will be useful in many other items, like on the go filming and stuff like that. So I do have a lot of that interest-wise.
Cool.
So, some fun stuff on that end. Also, I got this shirt right here for the new movie here, Doomsday Stories. And I have a pickup related to that. But, I did some funding helped fund that. So that's pretty cool. You should check it out. Eventually, it's going to be coming out. It's a Phil Herman piece. Matter of fact, the Horror Tales ones are going to be Phil Herman pieces. So all that out of the way, let's get to the real pickups.
Woohoo!
So I'm going to start with an actual game. I'm trying to save games that I feel like you're not that interested in for later. But this one I feel like you would like.
Cool.
And it's available on PC. So if you look at it and you say the concept's good, put it on your Steam wish list, and then it goes on sale for $1, you can pick it up.
If it does.
So that is Monster Prom XXL.
Okay.
So I had to pick this up from Super Rare Games. And just because Monster Prom is frightfully fun. Essentially, you are a monster going to a school of monsters. And your goal is to get with one of these monsters so that you can go to prom. And it is hilarious as it sounds. You've got, let's see here. You've got various ones, like you've got the demon guy here, you got the werewolf dude, there's a Medusa, you got a ghost girl, and of course a mermaid, princess, a lot of fun stuff, and they are tongue-in-cheek with the humor all throughout. If I ever figure out how to do Switch streaming, I'm going to get together with Jake, and we're going to do this one, and we're going to do Doki Doki Literature Club together.
Cool.
Because those are going to be fun, and Jake hasn't experienced these, so I think you'll have fun with both of these.
Good times.
So I do think you will like this. You played kind of the dating sim type games.
A little bit.
So
And I'll admit, like, when you said that, I was thinking, like, if they did a spin-off, if they did, like, a takeoff of, like, Rosario and Vampire, it sounds kind of like it could be kind of in that vein.
Yeah.
I like the art style better on Rosario, but, you know, this looks fun, though.
Oh, it is. I've seen playthroughs of it. I look forward to playing it eventually.
Cool. All right, so something that's a little less fun, but the critics loved it, and it's quality. So our friend Dane recently put up a whole bunch of stuff for sale, and you know, I decided to send a little his way and get some stuff in return. And this one, I think I actually have on Blu-ray already, so it's technically not saving space or upgrading, insofar as, well, visual quality or anything like that, but it is upgrading in the visual quality of the item itself, which is, I got the movie Drive Steelbook edition, which is kind of a cool looking steelbook. I like it.
I've yet to purchase it.
It's, well, if I do have a duplicate, I may have to let you know. There's that. This was a, what's his face? A Nicholas Winding Refn, I think is the... I probably butchered that. But a lot of people were talking about, was it Albert Brooks, I think it is, that was the actor. But of course, Ryan Gosling stars, Carey Mulligan. It had some other good folks in it. It's a good movie. I thought it was very well made. I thought it was vastly overrated at the time. But like I said, I like me some steelbooks. I don't go as crazy about them as he does.
It's an Oscar
but
nod,
it's
right?
nice to. I think it had one nomination.
Yeah, because I remember watching it. Because
they were
of that.
wanting a lot of nominations for it, and I think it ended. I think it got a supporting actor nod, and I think that might have been it. But you know, good movie to have. And like I said, a somewhat nicer looking edition.
Yeah. So one that we did on Inside Movies Galore, but an Oscar winner, I believe,
Oh.
is Herod's Law. Did it win an Oscar?
No, I don't even think that was up for an Oscar. But that was an awesome movie.
Well, I know you'd say that because you put it up. And this was an entertaining film about this dude who is in Mexico, and he goes in and he takes over this town, essentially the government office there, and everybody ends up getting corrupted and thrown out. So you get to see the cycle of corruption as it repeats.
Well, basically, the previous mayor was thrown out of town, or ran out of town, and they wanted to find a thoroughly... they wanted to find someone who would do what he was told and not make waves. So,
that town was just ripe for corruption.
Yes.
But it's a fun one. I can tell I replaced the case on this one because this is a 2-thing case and it's only one disc. But the case is probably smashed up. But to me, you know, I'd rather preserve the disc if it works and the artwork. The case is the case.
right.
It's a piece of plastic. If it gets smashed up, you know, you can revive that and at least salvage the disc.
Right.
So
it's ideal when you don't have to switch them out, but yeah.
it's ideal, but you know,
Yeah.
but if it's that
Right.
or throwing the disc away,
Right.
I'd rather not throw the disc.
It's just like when I get something with a messed up slipcover, I really hate throwing away a slipcover. But every now and then you have to, you know? That's like,
Yeah.
unfortunately. But anyway, next up is a mystery movie. And that's a movie called The Keeping Room. I don't think I ever even heard of this.
What are they keeping?
I don't know, but I mean, yeah, Haley Steinfeld. I always mess up her name for some reason. Haley Steinfeld. Apparently, she was still rather young when this came out. She is becoming one of my favorite actresses. I think she's awesome. You've also got Britt Marling and Sam Worthington and Muna Otaru, and I know very, very little about this, but it looks like very much a boutique release, which is kind of cool. And I don't know. I just thought, well, what the hell? I'll throw that in the order.
Well, I have a feeling that at the end of the day, most physical releases will be boutique releases.
Yeah.
That's going to be where it goes. I don't think they're going to go away. I just think that they're going to. It's only going to be a select few, and they're going to be boutique. And I'm going to end up having to venture on the high seas, I guess you could say, to hold the physical and just hope that one of these boutiques will eventually pick up movies as they go. But you know what? Now I'm set up for doing that. But, you know, I mean, like, okay, good example. I mean, I know one filmmaker that has basically said, well, throw me money and go ahead and throw them on disc if you want. And that's what I did. So now I've got them on disc, but it's got the blessing of the creator, so I guess that's what? Is that a legit copy? I guess it would be if you think about it. The creator is fine with it, you know. It's there. So let's talk about the creator of this, as there is a movie that this actually kind of goes to a sequel with. And that is Hell on Earth, Arena of Death. From the Sleaze box.
Nice.
I'd actually asked about this film because I heard this film should be watched before watching this one. And now that I've got this one on the thing, I wanted to have the order. I ordered that, and then I said, hey, can I give money to the campaign after it's done? Because I didn't have money at the time. So he said, no, go ahead. I'll throw you in the producer credit. So, done deal. And this one looks interesting. It's like, in the tradition of Mad Max, here comes a non-stop mayhem and violence. This time, the future. The place, hell. Everything has been destroyed after the Great War, and a vicious crime control gas has been released into the atmosphere, turning all but a few of the survivors into monsters. These meanies, created by the gas, ruled the East under the control of a crazed mutant named Balrog. Balrog uses Zarok, a surviving serial killer, to rid him of the other dangerous humans. It's a futuristic post-apocalyptic slaughterthon where only the strong will survive. This is hell. Hell on Earth. So, you know, it's interesting. I am curious. I got a lot of these.
Cool.
I mean, Mo was talking about doing the whole schlockaholics thing. I got a lot of schlock for the schlockaholics.
Whereas I lean more toward the artsy stuff. Like, apparently this was based on a Blacklist screenplay, so that's kind of cool. Anyway.
Lots of the schlock.
So, a film that I would like to say comes from a company, a boutique company known for quality and good taste. But from everything I'm hearing, this week's discussion will be about a movie that does not fit that theme. But it's the same release, which is Criterion.
Yeah.
And honestly, I am only 95% sure this was an upgrade for me because I may actually have it in the stacks. But I'm almost certain that my previous release was a DVD release. And that is an old Stanley Kubrick film, The Killing.
Identical
which
to the film
does have a very nice Criterion release. You know, some pretty good bonus features there. For those of you who haven't seen it, The Killing is a good movie. It stars Sterling Hayden. You got some other folks in there as well, obviously. One of Kubrick's earliest films, and I believe it's his earliest one that he didn't try to destroy. And so I guess that means something coming from him. And again, I find it kind of weird that Dane was willing to part with this. He must have had a much better edition or something.
Yeah, probably.
But I've been meaning to upgrade this one forever, but I was going cheap on it. So again, I'm 95% sure this was the actual upgrade I've been planning on. But I do now have the Blu-ray from Criterion. I look forward to giving it a go, and we'll probably eventually just... If Dane comes back to the group and doesn't spend all his time making side projects, I'm sure he'll put it up eventually as a selection.
I gotta be curious if
Right.
he actually wants to keep his month or not.
Right.
But we'll see. We will see, because it's October and he's trying to do Oztober again.
Oh, he is?
Yeah,
All right.
so I don't know if that's going to work for him. But this next one I had to do some anime.
I gotta have that anime.
And I got a lot of One Piece, so I said I'll grab one from the One Piece pile.
Okay.
This has actually been more me grabbing stuff purposefully,
Oh.
except for that Herod's Law, because the camera was actually part of the 6 and I didn't realize it. But everything else was grabbed pretty purposefully. Like this was to match with this. Now, this here is One Piece episode of Sabo.
Oh.
So there you go. For those who don't know One Piece, it's about silly pirates doing combat stuff, and they follow a very reckless and annoying person to find adventure, and I guess the One Piece, which is a big treasure that they probably will never find, even though they claim to be moving into the last arc. Yeah, you know. I believe it when I see it.
This is an anime that has been running continually for 23 years. That tells you something.
But I'm not sure if this is an original or one that they threw from the comic, but or one that they're rehashing from the anime. But
I'm sure they're rehashing.
I'm trying to collect them all as they come out, so I don't get too far behind.
I think most of the episode of are kind of condensing parts of the story, but I could be wrong.
Yes, depends on
Right.
which ones, yeah.
All right. So now, after all that class, actually, I don't know that all that class, but after that class, I got something a little different. This is actually a sentimental favorite of mine, but when he put it up, I was like, okay, I'm going to jump on that. And that is the unrated release of Wild Things. A wonderful film from the late 90s with Neve Campbell and Denise Richards, Matt Dillon and Kevin Bacon, and Bill Murray, as well as Daphne Rubin Vega. I forgot Robert Wagner was in that. And music by George S. Clinton. Got some P-Funk in there for the music. And I admit, I love the score to this. I really do. I love the score. This was the first quote-unquote serious film I saw with Bill Murray. So there's that. It was also probably one of the first unabashedly trashy movies I saw. So it's a sentimental favorite. And I have it on... I know I had it on VHS. I might still have a VHS copy. And I believe I upgraded it a while back to DVD, but I don't think I ever had the unrated cut. And I definitely didn't have it on Blu-ray, so this is definitely an upgrade. And I'm looking forward to giving this one another go. And it was also funny because I was telling one of my brothers about it, and he thought I said the unrated cut of Where the Wild Things Are. I'm like that. I want to see that. That'll be like that Peter Jackson cut we were talking about, but better.
This one they had they thought they were going to make the monster suits anatomically correct, but then they decided against it later and edited it all out.
Oh, so it was the butthole cut?
Oh yeah, among other things. Well, let's just say it gets a little bit too Bunny the Killer thing.
Ooh. But luckily not that one.
So, speaking of Bunny the Killer thing,
oh dear God.
Our film for this week that we have talked about, Jake may or may not see it before we get to it, but hey, you'll have a little bit extra time tonight, so maybe, and that is a Criterion film called Sallow, The 120 Days of Sodom. It's actually
That's
interesting.
a fancy edition.
It's interesting watching the original review that everybody did. Like Celeste poured out how much she loved this film,
Really?
and Dane was kind of iffy about it, and they had Dakota Ray on there with them
Huh.
as they did an interview with him about his films, and he was like gushing over the film. So I mean, it is there. I mean, it is a beautiful restoration. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, over 60s film, it actually looks beautiful. But
Is
that's
it 60s?
Criterion.
That's
75, sorry. But yeah, 76. But still, for a film that old, that's still very nice to see that restoration level. You got the full-on booklet. I got to go through a lot of this as I was going, just because I didn't want to see the thing itself. But yeah.
The Criterion does do beautiful restorations. I mean, imagine when they do the restoration for this one.
So I will say this for this film. I have been desensitized a lot over the years, but I am not that desensitized. And that one, and Kim watched it with me because she was morbidly curious, and she couldn't get through it. That's well, actually, no, she got through it, but we were all just like, oh, we need something else to put in the palate.
Right.
It is. Whew. Essentially, the whole plot is under a fascist rule in Italy, a bunch of kids are kidnapped and put through torture, sex, and violence.
Yeah, it sounds like something I will not care for.
For 116 minutes.
Yeah.
So, and that's pretty much...
At least it's not 120 days. I guess that could be said for it.
So I'll give it this. About 16 minutes of it is not, and about 100 minutes of it is very much. So.
Ah, lovely. Lovely.
So, but I'm curious if Dane will be on with us, even though we'll know by the time this goes up. But I would like to hear his point of view watching it again. Especially because he was in a different place when he first was on. So I'm curious how he would look at it now. And I'm sure Dave will have loved it.
Of course.
But it's one that Dustin can't even bring himself to watch.
I was going to say, I wonder if he will do it, because he reamed Bunny the Killer thing, and...
oh, no, he doesn't like this film.
Oh.
So, interesting stuff. But I gotta wonder... Okay, 5 years ago, we started with the Rob Zombie House of a Thousand Corpses and Devil's Rejects, because 3 from Hell hadn't come out yet. Then it goes to Sallow, and then it goes to a Serbian film. And I'm thinking to myself,
I'm glad we stopped it.
If you're going like more disturbing as you go, why did you start at a House of a Thousand Corpses? You should have started at like further up the ladder, like maybe an episode of the Smurfs, and then that way you'd have time to work your way down. Because once you reach a Serbian film, it's really hard to keep going further down from that. Well, legally.
yeah, legally.
Yeah, but
I don't know. Maybe they could have started with Repo the Genetic Opera, and that would have given them a good 6 months or so.
And Repo was fun enough. I enjoyed that one.
I enjoyed it more than I thought I would. All right, so I definitely, after that lovely little discussion there, we'll bring it back to some class.
Okay.
We're still working on the Versus Awards, and we are hard at work on the Versus Awards. I did some viewing over the weekend, and I know the clock is ticking down, and I'm not sure I'm going to get to watch everything I wanted to. I'm really doubtful that I will, which pisses me off, but I decided to do a last-minute purchase of 2 very, very important Oscar bait films, Oscar-nominated films, that I had been otherwise unable to see, and both of which are going to help me fill in the not in the English language category, which so far I'm still one shy of that. seeing as how Sailor Moon is technically 2 films that took
Oh.
up 2 slots.
There you go.
But, so the first of the 2 is one that I don't believe you've seen yet. And it's one that I have very high hopes and expectations for. It was nominated not only for Foreign Language Feature, but Best Actress. And that is the Almodovar film starring Penelope Cruz called Parallel Mothers. You've also got some other folks in there as well. Milena Smith, Israel Elejalde, and Aitana Sanchez Guillon. Again, by Pedro Almodovar. He and Cruz have a long history together. They have done several films over the years, going back at least to Law of Flesh. I can't remember if they did one before that. They did All About My Mother. They did Voltaire, which was a phenomenal film. And they've done a couple of others. And this one brings them back together. And basically, you've got 2 mothers. Basically, it starts with them meeting as they're both waiting to give birth. And one of them is much older and one is much younger. And they find a connection. And kind of, I don't really know much more beyond that. I haven't seen it yet. But I have yet to see an Almodovar film I did not like. He is one of my favorite directors, and I almost picked one of his films for my month, maybe next year. And Penelope Cruz is not only one of the most gorgeous women alive, but she's a damn good actress. And I'm really looking forward to seeing this, and we'll see if it lives up to my expectations.
Great Expectations is an interesting film, but not the film I'm going to be talking about this time. I am also bringing some class back because this is going to be a Versus Awards contender for next year.
Oh.
Well, I don't know about contend. Well, yeah, it will be. In low budget, it will be a contender. And that is the new Polonia film, Charcula.
What was that you were saying about class?
Very classy. Very classy.
So that's a 2022 release, you said?
Correct.
Ah.
This got released this month. And it's an interesting film. It has actually it almost stars Kyle Rappaport. He's got he's definitely more than a cameo bit player. I would say he's actually a supporting actor.
Nice.
At that level. It even says starring Kyle Rappaport in here. And
he has first billing?
actually, it looks like it, yeah.
Yeah.
So essentially, it's about this group of people who are going over to do work over on a pier. And they've got this work for this creepy dude, played by Kyle. And little do they know that Kyle is serving Dracula, who is having to be in the service of an evil vampire shark. And he has to give sacrifices to the vampire shark in order to continue to do his vampire thing. As you do.
So he is the Renfield in the story?
He is the Renfield in the story.
Uh-huh.
And he does a good job in this. So, you know, I mean, of course, you can check out Kyle at Movie Buff 1. I'm actually going to be, again, I keep tossing this out, but it is getting very close. When I say close, I took the film and I sent it to Kyle for the final review.
Nice.
That should be, unless he finds some fault with it, that should be the final version. Once he gives that approval, I can start the manufacturing. And once that manufacturing is done, and it's going to take a while because it takes about 3 to 4 hours a disc. Then I got to do 30. So I'd say after that's done, I'll be done with this.
Yeah.
So you will have to look out for one of those. I do not count that one, even though he's got it set for release in 2022. It's been released in previous cuts before. So, but it's called the Shackled Demon Project. Which y'all will be sick of hearing me do that. But I'll put the trailer at the end of this episode.
Cool. All right, my turn.
Your turn. Bring it up at the end.
And I misspoke. This was not a foreign language nominee. It was a nominee for original score.
Uh-oh.
Which,
You're
well,
fired.
I mean, Alberto Iglesias does very good scores from what I've heard. And so I look forward to that. Anyway, my last one was also a multiple Oscar nominee. In fact, it made history, being the first film nominated for animated feature, foreign language feature, and documentary feature. And that is one I know you've heard him rave about, but I have yet to see, which is called Flea,
Awesome film.
which basically is about a young Afghan refugee, if I remember correctly, who basically goes to live in Denmark. And basically this is a documentary about his experiences, but animated. Kind of like Shades of Waltz with Bashir, which could have pulled off that hat trick, but I think in the end that one was only up for foreign language feature, wasn't it?
It's also a very
Kind of weird.
good one for this month because this person is also LGBTQ,
Right.
and
It is Pride
that is also a complication in that tale too.
Actually, Almodovar is known for his use of homosexual themes in his films, and actually his previous one, Pain and Glory, was Antonio Banderas was dealing with those themes. So yeah,
With its sister film, Pain and Gain.
yes, but so it's appropriate. Yeah, now that you mentioned
Yes.
that, but I'm really looking forward to watching both of these, and I just well, it'll probably have a big impact on my overall rankings for the. We'll see, but could be good. Could be good. I've got just a few more films left. I got HBO Max specifically so I could watch Drive My Car. Still need to see it. Huh? It also gave me an opportunity to inflict Please Hold on my family. I'm sure they were so happy about that. But, it worked out.
Indeed.
But, yep.
So, before we wrap up, let's take a quick look at the trailer. This is trailer 1 for the Shackled Demon Project.
All right.
SeptumSin versus the world.
So we're about to watch the movie. Sorry about that. So we're putting the Eaten Alive. Hi, I'm Douglas Godino. I'm just here to tell you I'm with my friend Kyle Rapport, and I'm in my house right now. And we're doing this documentary about how I've been feeling weird, kind of like weird things have been going on in my house, like unexplainable things. Where did that come from?
Holy shit!
Oh, holy shit! Oh my god! Who? Hello? Oh my god! Oh my god! What is that? What is that? How are you? My beautiful house. Haunted by spirits of the damned. What are we gonna do now?
So, I'm going to show the second trailer next week. I've got 2 cuts. So, that was the Doug cut. And I guess that's it. I hope you've enjoyed this. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe, and of course, share. And we'll see you on the next one.
Bye.
Bye-bye.